I'm Stephanie Drewry, and I'm the owner of Sprouts Cooking School. We're here today with Toby Miles. Toby owns Rail Restaurant and Bar in Westfield, and I thought it'd be awesome for our young chefs to listen to him and learn a little bit about his restaurant. So, Toby, could you please tell us a little bit about Rail?
Yeah, so Rail is co-owned by my wife and I, both chefs there, and what we do is we're food raised in a barn. So we source from the Midwest. 99% of our products come from not large vendors, but people I know their first names, and I know their kids' names and stuff, and so I source from 20 different people instead of 2. So from everything from produce to meats, cheeses, dairy, I mean every ingredient is sourced as locally as possible. Kind of just started with the idea of bringing something new to Westfield and something that we were passionate about. We cook the way we want to cook.
Yeah.
Really, it's and if people like it, cool. If it's not for them, then it's not for them. But it's really just our passion of how we enjoy cooking, and our team how they enjoy cooking, put on a plate and served.
I feel like I can definitely taste that in your food because my husband and I are actually customers at Rail. We've been on date nights several times, and it's just awesome to have a restaurant in Hamilton County when you're not driving downtown, and you can get really local, fresh food. And I see you and your wife working in there too, so I think it's really cool to get to see the owners in the space too. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your culinary journey and how it led you to Rail.
Sure. So after high school, during high school, kind of worked in some restaurants like most high school kids do, like pizza places and stuff like that. Was a server for a little bit. Went to school, did some journalism stuff, got a degree in journalism, and got out of school, realized can't get a job in journalism. It was really tough, so let's try cooking again, because I know I can just jump in and get a job anywhere. So worked at a couple like chain restaurants, was not enjoying it at all. Went back to serving at a place called Bellagio in Zionsville. Now it's called Chow by Bellagio, and was a server there for a while. And what I noticed was I was getting in trouble a lot for just watching the kitchen and not serving my tables. And I would stand, and especially the sous chef that was there, I would sit and watch him, and he would talk to me quietly about what he was doing and why he was prepping a certain way before I would get yelled at to go check on my tables. So I found myself watching the cooking side of it more and more, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I started trying to find some independent restaurants. This is the verge. This is like a pre-boom of like independent restaurants. Like this was a thing that was just happening, and eating local was just like a whisper. Like it was the whole farm to table movement had just started here in Indiana. So started working in some places in Zionsville, and didn't take it super seriously, but the more I did it, the more I realized, like, hey, this is really fun. It was fun. It was the group of, I think I lucked out. The people I worked with were a lot of fun to work with. Actually, my sous chef now is a guy I worked with 12 years ago.
Really?
And
that's cool.
Like we had just worked together for the last 12 years, and I finally, when I said I wanted a sous chef, I could hire and I could afford him, I would hire him, so I did. And I just lucked out, like watching people cook, absorbing information, going home, taking dishes from the restaurant menus and changing them. And going, like getting off work, going to like Kroger or something at like 11 p.m., spending way too much money on like salmon or like buying a really expensive steak, because I was just a line cook. I couldn't really afford that kind of stuff. But so I buy the cheapest possible meats and things like that, and recreate menu items and change them how I wanted to change them. And then, as soon as I I can't remember when it clicked, but like something clicked and I realized, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna absorb, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna commit 100% to this because I'm enjoying it, obviously. So have the worst looking resume for the next 5 years of just bouncing from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, absorbing information a year at a time, and then really just starting to slow down a little bit when I got my first opportunity to become a sous chef. It was at Kelty's restaurant, and Kelty, it was one of the most beneficial places I've ever worked. Like Kelty, like that woman, like Kelty, like you don't understand what you did for myself, like me personally, but like really changed how I saw the whole culinary world.
Really?
She gave me the opportunity, probably at a way too young of an age, to become a sous chef. Like it was really difficult, but I stuck with it. I met my future wife there.
Really?
We were aligned. I was a sous chef. She was a line cook, so I was her boss for the longest time. And so it's like,
It's really funny.
like that place taught me a lot about organization, management, like just how to be on the other side of it. Like I could cook. I knew I could cook. Like, but to understand how to like run a kitchen. And I can't just like buy the most expensive thing and hope it's going to taste good. Like I need to buy product, and it's on me to make it taste good.
Right.
So again, the practicing, coming in early, leaving late, first one in, last one out kind of thing. That place really changed everything, and from that point on, I really stayed at places and honed skill and always pushed to, okay, I made this dish, how do I make it better? The whole mentality, nothing's ever good enough, but it's still good, and I'm still proud of what I put out, but like, okay, our philosophy at Rail is like, don't repeat, don't suck. Like with food, it's like, you make something, cool, don't make it again.
Okay.
Move on to the next thing. Push yourself to
That's
move
an
on to the
interesting
next
thing,
thing.
because I read articles from chefs all the time, and I'm hearing like it's hard because customers come in, they love it, they want the same. So are you the kind of restaurant that's going to constantly change and people aren't going to come back in, or do you have to leave certain staples on?
We change seasonally, and we change a lot of things seasonally. There are a handful of staples that I can't change because
they're such good sellers.
I don't want to make people upset because they're things that have gotten really, really perfect, and we've kind of left them alone. And they're good. People come in for them. They're good, like staple items that are always going to be there. I think we just released so we've been open 5 years. We've been only doing dinner for 4-ish, and we've had 29 different dinner menus, and of that, I think only 3 or 4 items have ever stayed throughout those 29 menu items. Cottage pie, pork chop.
I've had both of those.
Yeah. And just recently, like a Cobb salad, our version of a Cobb salad.
I've had that too, but for lunch.
Yeah. So
it's very good.
Everything else has kind of changed, minus the sandwiches and stuff, which are like kind of lunch staples. But even some of the sandwiches have changed out.
I mean, they're an awesome order or a basic order. I don't know.
But it's like people enjoy them.
Yeah.
People really count on it as comfort. It's comforting to know you can go somewhere and get something that you feel. I want to use the word. I'll use the word safe. It's safe. Like you can bring. We get a lot of people that'll bring somebody in, and because they know we change a lot around the way we do our food, they can kind of coax their friends to come in and be like, okay, come in, get this pork chop.
Right.
It's totally safe, and it'll be the best pork chop you've ever had.
Yeah.
And the people that have come in, they know to get the specials, or they know to get the seasonal items because they know they're going to change, and they can always go back to the pork chop.
So at Sprouts, we have a weekly chef series. So these students are going to come once a week, and we're really trying to build on that culinary foundation each week. So my question for Toby was, if you were to give one piece of advice to our Kid Chef followers, kind of inspiring that next generation of foodies, what would that piece of advice be to keep keep cooking?
Yeah, I'll break it into two
Okay.
really simple ones, which what I would tell my kids is cook your passion,
Mm-hmm.
cook for you. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like cook for you. Don't cook for other people because you're not going to be passionate about cooking what somebody else tells you to do. This is technically an art if you think about it. That's the way we think about it. It's great artists paint for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't paint for other people. And so find that passion. Find what makes you happy when you cook. Stick with that. And the other thing I've told kids before is mess up.
Okay.
Make mistakes.
Well, we're certainly making messes here, so we're like doing
Make
awesome with
mistakes.
that.
Everybody from their first year of cooking to like the people you see on the Food Network that have been doing it for years, they make mistakes constantly.
Yeah.
I make mistakes constantly. I don't just take an ingredient and put it on a cutting board and all of a sudden it's some magical thing.
Right.
Like, no, that's my fourth attempt with that ingredient to get it the way I want it or happy with it.
Yeah.
Make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and push yourself to be a little bit better.
I think those are great tips. So cook what you love, do it for yourself, and don't be afraid to make a mistake when you're mastering your skill.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. Well, Toby, thank you so much for coming. I loved learning about your business, and I really hope for our kid chefs that are watching that you feel super inspired to watch a successful chef right here in Hamilton County.